It's time for Justice for the People with Pastor Charles Bennett. Justice for the People, exploring issues involving corruption and injustices in the Tri-Cities. The opinions expressed on this program are those of the guests and Pastor Bennett, and not necessarily those of the moderator, management, staff, or advertisers of WHAP. Here now is Pastor Charles Bennett and Justice for the People.
And we're back. And this is Justice for the People. And I need that caller to call back, 452-4999. I need some of Allie's friends to call in and help us with our show today. She is so nervous. But we were talking about America being a good country, and we got to talking about the fact that there are many people that believe that we ought to just really take money from the rich and give it to the poor. Now, I'm going to share this. This is really not a joke. This really happened. I recently asked my friend's little girl what she wanted to be when she grows up. She said she wanted to be president someday. Both of her parents are liberal Democrats, and they were standing there, so I asked her, if you were president, what would be the first thing you would do? She replied, I would give food and houses to all the homeless people. And her parents were standing there just beaming. I'm so proud of my little girl. She wants to give food and houses to all of the homeless people. Wow, what a worthy goal, I told her. But you don't have to wait till you're president to do that. I'll tell you what we'll do. You can come over to my house and mow my lawn, pull my weeds, and sweep my yard, and I'll pay you $50. Then I'll tell you what we'll do. After you earn that $50, then I'll take you over to the grocery store where the homeless guy hangs out, and you can give him the $50 to use toward his food and his new house. She thought that over for a few minutes, then she looked me straight in the eye and asked, why doesn't the homeless guy come over and do the work? And you can just pay him the $50. I said, well, welcome to the Republican Party. And her parents still aren't speaking to me. That, my friends, does that sum it up, Jeff? Comment on it, Jeff. That's the best joke you've ever heard me tell.
It's just a truth.
It is truth, isn't it? Why did the homeless person come over?
They'll either beat you up or they won't speak to you, one of the two. The last thing they'll do is admit that you're right.
I saw a guy just today. He's got a sign. He's holding up this sign. It says, Vietnam vet, help me. Homeless. I'm homeless or whatever. I know people that have actually picked up homeless people, taken them to their houses, and said, do this work, and work for me for 30 minutes, and I'll give you $10. And that's $20 an hour, folks. That's a pretty good wage. And they say, I'll be back. I'll be back outside in just a few minutes. Just spray off my driveway here, and do a couple of things for me. It'll take you about 30 minutes to do it. And I'll give you $10, and then I'll take you back to where you were, and you can get what you want. No problem. And they turn around, they go back in their house. Next thing you know, the homeless guy is walking back down the road. He can make more money with his sign than he can if he worked. And that's a sad state of affairs in our nation. And I don't say turn your heart away from people that are homeless and that type of thing. But on the other side of the coin, we're being taxed out of existence. And it's an amazing thing that a person can work all year long and not have anything to show for it, and yet that's exactly what's happening. So the first point, Allie, is that we have here that America is a good. America's good. The concept of America good. What's the second point?
The second point is I believe in God, and He is the center of my life.
Wow. And these are the points of the tax party people?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
They actually believe in God? What an archaic thing. I mean, who in the world would want to believe in God today? And that's wonderful. I believe in God, and He is the center of my life. What's the third point?
I must always try to be a more honest person than I was yesterday.
More honest than you were yesterday. All right? So these are good goals to follow. All right? What's the next point?
The family is sacred. My spouse and I are the ultimate authority, not the government.
Wow, now you got a problem. my spouse and I. That would imply that there's a husband and a wife, I think, though not necessarily in our day. But here you have, here we have this situation on our hands where the spouse and the husband and the wife are the ultimate authority over their own children. Well, that's not what I just heard last night. Barack Obama wants your children to all be in daycare center from the time they're 3. They want them 3, 4, and 5.
How else can you indoctrinate them?
And then they want every youth in America to spend 90 days in boot camp, trained in military style boot camps, so they can further indoctrinate everyone.